Today on Suncoast View, you've told them not to call you. But why do telemarketers and robocalls still ring at the worst times? A proposed Florida law would fix that. We'll discuss.
As the nation pauses to remember the leader of the civil rights movement, West Coast Black Theater Troupe debuts a new play about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We'll learn all about it.
It's Workout Wednesday, and it doesn't take me long to get bored with my New Year's fitness resolution. Today we'll try a kettlebell workout to burn some calories. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and welcome back to Nate Jacobs from West Coast Black Theater Troupe. Great to see you.
With you wonderful people. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And I understand you are starting the new year with a new accolade. Be a bragger. Tell us about your award.
Well, I'm always honored to be recognized for the work that I do because to me, I'm just doing what I've been called to do. So it's a diversity award, and we were awarded a grant to go along with it from the Arts and Humanities Department in Tallahassee, Florida, which is a state recognition. So I'm very happy about that. You know, the popularity of the company is growing and growing and growing. So,
and all of your new programs, the new Voices series and cabaret series, it's great. It's great for the Suncoast, great for all the artists that visit.
And great that this started as a passion project. You know, that's the story I love the most, that, you know, you did this for no other reason than you saw a need, and look at what has occurred as a result.
It's amazing. And this community is
recognized.
Absolutely.
So you were doing small shows in small areas, the talk got out, the word, simply word of mouth, and people just flocked in. Now trying to get a ticket is just impossible.
So we like grants. We need more seats, more space. We're with you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Great to have you with us. We also have a familiar face back in the kitchen today. We want to welcome back Chef Mark from Fins at Sharky's on the Pier. What are we making today, Chef?
Thank you. Glad to be here. Today we're going to do golden tile fish, and I'm going to make romesco salsa to go with that, and sauteed zucchini and roasted garlic.
All right, sounds nice and healthy for our new year, and I know a new year means a great time to go see those sunsets at Sharky's on the Pier.
It is well, it's never not fabulous. So
there's something about winter sunsets, though. You get a little bit more cloud layering. It's really brilliant out there.
It has been spectacular lately.
All right, I know.
They start a little earlier, don't they?
Well, they do, and for those of us that go to bed earlier, 5:30 is a good time to start a sunset, if you ask me.
That is early.
That is early right now. That is very, very true. I also want to point out, as you're looking skyward, we have our Osprey cam up and running. Something great to check out. There you can see, and I'm not going to be able to tell you if that's the mama or the papa, but the Osprey pair is back and nesting right here at ABC7. So we keep a camera directed on it because hopefully they will mate, hopefully there will be an egg, and hopefully, and so far there has been every season, a new baby osprey right here at our station.
I wonder if those are the same ones that were here in past years.
I think we think so. I haven't heard all the stories, and I know on the news they will talk to a birding expert, and perhaps we will too, because it's amazing what they know and observe. And I know there's eagle cams around too that are incredibly popular. I think it's in Fort Myers now, the eagle chicks have hatched, the eaglets they call them, and you can also find those on our Facebook pages as well.
You know, I never understood bird watching, and I knew that it was very popular, and I know a lot of our viewers really love to watch the cams, but I didn't get it until we had a dove in our yard last year. I would miss work if I could, just to sit out the window and wait for them to come back. So I get it. I get you.
You should be in our studio when that cam is on during the commercials.
Yes.
Everybody is silent, watching.
That's what we used to do during the morning show. We would literally, every time we were on tape or commercial, start looking at the camera to see what the birds are up to. And it's very interesting. It is interesting to peek into animal life. So we're glad to have them back with us at our home this season. All right, it is time for our first hot topic. And are you tired of answering the phone to telemarketers and robocalls, even if you're on a do not call list? I don't understand how this keeps happening. Well, we're not alone. Florida has the third highest rate of do not call violations, according to the Federal Trade Commission. So a new bill is sailing through committee in Tallahassee right now to impose tougher sanctions on solicitors. The new bill bill would forbid recorded messages, those so-called robocalls, and also the technology that conceals the incoming number and caller identity. Do you notice a large number of these calls and issues at your house?
Yes, I do. I'm getting a lot from resorts that are calling to tell me I've won a free vacation
I agree.
in Orlando. I could walk to Orlando practically.
But do you notice the number they're coming in on is often 813 or 941, which suckers me into answering the phone in case it's something school-related,
tricky.
child-related, doctor-related. Yeah, there's
And
trickery.
there's nothing worse than getting into an argument and then finding out it's a robocall. That you're arguing with a mechanical thing out there.
Yes, because some of them are getting very good. I mean, they don't
Yes.
sound like they're recorded. The cadence that they answer you, you know, you can be several sentences in before you realize there's not a person on the end of that call.
And they always say, "Hi, Linda," and then I'm waiting to hear who this is.
But how did we get to the point in society, though, where we're so offended to have to answer the phone? I mean, I do feel kind of guilty about that.
I think it's because people don't call as much anymore. So when I do get a phone call, it feels like it's an event.
Or it should be important.
It could be important.
There's always the area code for me. I always look at the area code and I'm like, wait a minute. I get a lot from the Democratic Club asking for donations.
Right.
And then the, you know, the, what you call it, those...
You win a lot of vacations.
vacations, and I've had like 3 or 4 of those in the last 2 months.
Me too.
Well,
Maybe
and the
we should take them up on it.
I looked this up very carefully this morning because it's the benevolent associations that I get all the phone calls from.
I do that
So
too.
I was checking the ruling on charities and how this new law, if it goes into effect, would impact that. What I found out is that a lot of those associations are fake. They're run by groups that aren't charities that might kick back 2%
or
to charity.
1% in some
yes,
cases.
it was really, I got all sucked into this story about how there's all these scam organizations posing as charities, and that's how they avoid the do not call list. And it really, so I don't know if we just don't answer the phone or we need legislation to crack down on it.
I think it's much more intrusive now than it used to be. It used to be a call in a big house. Now it's a call right in our hand, and it just feels more intrusive into our private
And should
space.
we report them more, though? Because I've gotten very guilty of just looking at it and going, oh, that's
Yeah, 'cause
annoying,
nobody
but not
reports,
doing
right.
anything.
Yes,
Right.
too.
No, you are supposed to report them, and that's how we ended up third on the list, is from all the complaints. All right, well, I'm not trying to keep being negative, but what do you hate more than anything? So a dating app, appropriately named Hater, started all this because they match people based on their mutual dislikes, their shared disdain for things. Apparently, there's research that shows that people actually bond well over negative attitude. So here's the data collected state by state by this app. In Florida, what do we hate most? I really hate workout couples. Apparently, that's what most people say. Apparently, the whole state of New York hates Times Square. I can kind of see that. Linda, this is for you. In Georgia, they hate tuna salad.
Oh, I like tuna salad.
I do too,
I'm
but
from
maybe it's
Georgia.
the smell in the office. Being an Ohioan, Ohioans hate tying a tie. I would have to ask Nate and Joey if that's really that offensive.
I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
And that's because they wear the automatic ones that are already
That's
tied.
right. That's how bow ties came in.
clip-ons,
And California hates fidget spinners. Can you imagine an entire list of what
That's the
people
worst
hate?
thing happening in your life.
Well, it
That
says
is
a
the
lot
worst.
about them, doesn't it? Doesn't it say a lot about your state by what you don't like? I mean, fidget spinners in California, is it because so many people ran to that fad and so you just hear the gentle whir of fidget spinners?
Well, let's analyze Florida workout couples. Is it because we don't want to see someone more fit, less stressed, and more tan than me? I'm in, yes, I don't want to see that. You're right. That makes me feel bad.
That doesn't
That's
bother
right, so
me.
we hate.
Now, personally, I hate complainers because they really bring me down. So that's the only thing I can think of I hate.
Yeah, what would you say if you had to take this survey? What do you hate?
I mean, sand in my car, you know? I mean, that's what I think I would say about Florida.
First world problem.
We'll give you a broom.
Because I don't know that I've ever seen a workout couple, now that I think of
either.
it here.
Yeah,
I
I
see a
don't
lot
see-
of ladies at the gym that, you know, that are
Right.
take various classes when I...
Might be a South Beach thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nate, what's your I hate?
I don't know. I'm a very optimistic person, so I don't hate
I could
a
see
whole
that
lot.
about you.
Yeah.
Good to hate.
Yeah.
It does bring people together, though.
Yes, so dating app, if that's your thing. All right, here's another touchy topic. When the person in front of you on an airplane reclines their seat right into your lap. So
I hate that.
there we go.
found
See,
it.
look, we're all bonding. British Airways has a solution. On flights less than 4 hours, their seats will no longer recline. The airline said the seats will be pre-reclined into a comfortable position, but you don't get any options, except the controversy. Some consider reclining seats the right for buying a ticket. Others consider them an offense. What do you think?
An offense, absolutely.
Do you recline?
I do not recline. I don't feel comfortable.
She was vehement about that.
But suddenly the guy reclines back into, and I'm looking at him. He's back to my chin. I'm looking at
I know,
him.
you can do dental work. They're so far down.
Joey, do you recline?
No, I'm with Linda. I sit up straight, and I expect everyone in front of me to as well.
That is not comfortable, that position.
This is my space starts here.
Do you
Your
recline?
space can't go
I
over
do.
here.
Okay, I recline
Oh,
too. Thank
can't
you,
sit in
Nate.
front of
I
me.
sleep. That's when I sleep.
Yeah.
I don't sleep during regular life. I only sleep when I'm flying. I go like, whoop,
Linda,
sit on
we
the plane.
should sit in the front row then.
Yes.
No, you should sit in the back row against the bathroom. Those seats don't recline. That's why I
I
don't
want
sit
the other
there.
people's
Yeah, but
seats
the
not to
person in
recline.
front of us can recline.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, I'm
hate
always
that.
considerate. I don't do all the way
I
back,
don't either.
you know.
I don't either.
Like,
Just so maybe this is a good solution because they said it would be pre-reclined slightly. I just don't want to sit like a rocket,
Right.
like I'm
Yeah.
going to take off because I'm with Nate. I want to sleep.
But I can't get out, and I can't read. I can't do anything because you're right here in my lap.
Well, maybe if we're all like this, right? If everybody's
This
That's
is going to be very
true.
comfortable.
and that's what they're talking about. Everybody a little
Everybody,
back.
Yeah, that would be, and if it's preset, then you've got your space.
You've got your space.
All right, that's fair.
I think it's fair
I'll
too.
fly with
Okay.
that.
Common ground, yeah. There we
British
go.
Airways.
We
All right,
figured
here's
it out.
something way more positive. There's a new role model that is encouraging girls to reach for the stars. It is an American Girl doll. Her name is Luciana Vega. She's an 11-year-old Chilean-American girl who dreams of being the first person to walk on Mars. She's American Girl Doll's 2018 Girl of the Year. So the American Girl doll line is known for historical figures. Luciana's story was created with modern girls in mind to encourage more science and tech interest. I found this interesting. NASA calls the young kids today the Mars generation because they firmly believe that that generation is going to see someone walk on Mars.
Well, I think that's true, and I like the doll, but I think there ought to be dolls, and there are some that talk about things you can really do, like be a doctor, be a scientist.
Why can't you really
be a
go to
teacher.
Mars, though?
True. I mean, it's
How
probably
many
gonna,
people are going to Mars?
Just wait.
The generation that's going to play with this doll, one of them will.
One
and
of
how
them.
great if it's
Oh, I
great if it's
see
a
what
young
you're
girl.
saying. You're
It's
saying
like
that only one may get to
Only
go.
one. The others should find joy in doing something that they'll really be doing.
But what if it was your granddaughter? Would you tell her that she won't be the one to go? You don't want to discourage.
Well, I certainly give her doctor dolls. I give her doll. We talk about science. I gave her books on science. She's
good.
nine.
She's very smart, I know.
Yeah, I want her to aim at something that she can say, I made it, I did it. So that's what I'd still like to see somebody go to Mars. I just don't think all of us are going.
But maybe
Yeah.
this doll doesn't have to inspire her to be the person. Maybe she's part of the team that got a person to Mars. But I like what you're saying. You know, I don't think that. I like the idea of girls instead of getting like housewife dolls where they can cook, they're getting a chef doll so a
Yes,
girl can be a
yes,
chef,
yes.
a doctor instead of a nurse.
Right,
And-
career.
And just the general concept of inspiring dreams that they can happen.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
maybe you're not the astronaut, but that doll could inspire you to think about, what I really want to be.
That's true.
you know?
Time and age are going to knock down those dreams anyway, so she may as well aim
Well, and
high.
Linda, you've always told us that you were inspired by the comic strip.
Well, comic strips are not really like going to Mars. I was inspired by Brenda Starr in the comics because she was a reporter and she was very glamorous and her life was very exciting. And I still, to this day, my heart beats harder when I see a Brenda Starr comic book.
It's good to have that.
It did, but that was a reachable goal, and I have loved every minute of reaching that goal.
Well, I think it's nice to see the whole astronaut and NASA concept back in general because I know my kids, which are teenagers, a little older, they kind of miss that whole thing because that was during the NASA dead time where things just weren't happening very much. So
Right.
it looks like we're trying to get the next generation going.
Yes.
So
That's
cool.
Thanks to American Girl for that. We're going to check out our happy hour forecast, and when we come back, Nate is going to tell us about the latest West Coast Black Theater Troops play.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. A foggy start this day, and the fog stuck around for some time. Taking a look at that over Sarasota Bay, finally breaking up around 11 o'clock this morning, and the fog could be back later on tonight as conditions are really not changing much right now. Currently, we have 76. Lots of sunshine out there, so temperatures did manage to warm up pretty quickly once the fog burned off. The dew point is what we're looking at. It's 65 degrees. It's way up there. Winds out of the west-northwest at 8. And with that dew point so high, there's a good possibility of seeing more fog develop. Overnight pressure 2997. That is falling ever so slightly. Current fog conditions, no problems here. Some fog over Lake Okeechobee, but we are anticipating that fog to develop again and roll in and become rather thick in times. As you see right there, that's the forecast by midnight tonight. An east wind with quite a bit of fog around, so small craft advisories not the problem, but fog advisories could cause problems for boaters. It's either one. It seems like over the weekend coming up, we'll have some small craft advisories in effect due to a cold front. More on that coming up at 5.
Next week, we honor civil rights activist Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And it's on his birthday, of course. And yet, in the West Coast Black Theater Troupe's 18-year history, they have never before done a show about him until now. Actor A.K. Murtada joins us now, along with artistic director Nate Jacobs, to tell us about the play, The Mountaintop. Welcome,
Thank you.
A.K.
Thank you
You
very
do
much.
look like Martin Luther King Jr.
Well, I take that as a compliment.
It is definitely a compliment. I covered him as a reporter in Atlanta for many years. Mountaintop. Now, tell us about this play. What period of time are you playing in Dr. King's life?
Well, the last days of his life. This play takes place on April 3rd, on the night of April 3rd, 1968, at the Lorraine Motel. And this is just after he's made the mountaintop speech at the Mason Temple. And it covers his last hours. It's a fictional coverage of his last hours by the playwright Katori Hall. And so you get a chance to go through this play with him, and most people are used to seeing Dr. King and envisioning Dr. King as a saint and a movement leader, whereas with this play, you get to understand him as a man.
You see a different side of him.
Yes, definitely, definitely. You get a more personal side of Dr. King. So with this, you definitely understand a lot of his goals, a lot of his dreams that you knew because of his speeches and because of his public persona, but you also understand who he is as a person, his fears, his deep loves, his love for his family, his love for his wife, and also some of his pitfalls as well.
We all have those.
Yes.
And I think we love
Yes.
people more when we understand that they do have.
Yes, when we understand that there's a bit of vulnerability and we can usually relate to them.
They're more like
then-
us.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 18 years. Well, it's
18
about
years.
time, Nate.
It's about time. And never really thought about it like that, but it was just time to do a piece. And this piece was formerly produced on Broadway, and I had an eye on it. I saw A.K. in a couple of performances in the Oslo.
Yes, I remember that
Playing
well.
Dr. King, and when I saw him, many times actors inspire things that I do at the theater, and I said, this guy is really incredible. So I would, he brought that piece back to mind, so I included it in the season. And I'm so very pleased with he and Emerald Sullivan, who plays Kamei, the other character in the play. They are fabulous together. And I really love the show. I was telling AK, I had known about the show, but seeing it up on his feet on stage, it is a wonderful piece of work. And our patrons are going to just love it. Last night was the first dress, and we had invited guests, standing ovation, and they were just raving. Yeah.
I love it that an actor can inspire your choice in
Yes.
show. Like, we always look at it the other way around. Like, oh, I got to pick what I'm bringing to town. Now I got to find that person.
I have
That's
things
amazing.
filed, shows,
Yes.
and waiting for various seasons, and they stay in the file. And sometimes I will see an actor, like I saw him, and I would go, like, oh, wow, it's time for me to pull that out of the file. And I'm so glad that we are doing it now, and that AK was available to come and play the role.
Are there many pieces, plays, or shows about Dr. King's life?
You know?
There are a few, but not any that cover as much
The whole thing.
in depth. Yes, his whole life, and talk about. I mean, because there are so many definite segments that stand out and say, okay, this was part of the March on Washington. This was in Selma. This was so different high points in his life, but nothing that covers the whole thing.
Because I interviewed Mrs. King once when he was in jail in Selma, and I said, what do you tell the kids when daddy's in jail? Because usually bad people go to jail. And she said, that's not the problem. We have to prepare them in case anything happens, because we always know he's in such danger. And that was 2 weeks before he was killed. So that family lived with the knowledge that they were always facing danger.
Yeah. And the wonderful thing about the play is it really humanized our image of Dr. King. You really go inside of where he is mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and you you're inside of his head. You really realize he was a person, a man, flesh and blood, but a model.
AK brings him to life, and
He
we
does.
really know him. We can't wait to see this play. The Mountaintop runs through February 18th at the West Coast Black Theater. Go to their website for more information. The tickets will go fast, I promise you. Next coming up, it's Suncoast for sale.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference. Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
When I think of kids going to school hungry, hunger, homelessness, in this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Living directly on some of the world's most beautiful beaches is a huge draw for many to the Suncoast. And there is a surprisingly large price range for a home with an endless view. Realtor Andrew Haddad is here today with a look at coastal investments. Andrew, how is the real estate market doing for the new year?
I'll tell you, Linda, I'm so glad you asked because, I mean, right now we are positioned so well to have one of our best years in real estate here locally. Prices, new listings, everything is up. As a matter of fact, our median price just for condos is up over 22%.
Really?
And single family homes are up 7.5% to $285,000. So all signs are saying, of course, we're in season now as well.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have a phenomenal year. So it's exciting. This time, I brought you a little something different. This is exciting. Coastal investment. So we live in paradise. Why not invest in paradise in our own backyard?
Sounds like a good deal.
Right? So this is Siesta Key. This is in the south end of Siesta Key, $1.2 million. This is a multi-family unit. This is right on Little Sarasota Bay. You're going to see the Gulf of Mexico on the other side. But gorgeous. This is a completely remodeled waterfront fourplex. Again, it's right across from Turtle Beach, the pavilion, all the amenities over there. Spectacular bay views right there. Beautiful decks on the bottom floor. The two-story has balconies. And again, these will rent out all day long. All day long.
Wow.
And a great investment opportunity for a fourplex right on the water right there at $1.2 million.
So you'd have four.
4 units, that's right. These are
that's
multifamily, perfect for vacation, Airbnbs, etc. So
that sounds
absolutely
really good.
great opportunity. Heading a little bit farther south now, we're actually going to be going down to Nokomis. Now look at this property. This is just on the market, and it also had a $100,000 price reduction this morning. So the seller is very motivated. At $1.4 million, you're going to be looking at 4 distinctive properties on the coast in Nokomis. So this is actually called Stacy's by the Key, very highly rentable property. Big, beautiful lot. So you can actually cash flow these cottages, these homes that have been updated, and then there's tons of land where you could actually redevelop and build on more in the area.
Yes.
So again, leaving investors that opportunity to grow and expand while still generating income is going to be a huge deal for investors. So again, another great opportunity living right there by the coast.
That sounds
Cool. 4
really
properties.
good.
4 properties. Now this is the dream property. You may have seen this property. This is Queens Gate Resort, right on Anna Maria Island. I actually got married right across the street.
Oh, you did?
I did, but just under $5 million. This is incredible. So 13 units right here on the water, private deeded beach access. You're going to look at 6 distinct cottages. Then we have 6 studios, and then also a single-family house. This is this resort-style complex here that just caters to all the amenities that we have. People are looking for places to stay on the beach and close to the beach and walking distance. Anna Maria Island, as you know, is incredibly popular here locally. So, I mean, just the sky is the limit. So from an investor standpoint, even though these are updated, you could level this, and you could also have options to build something bigger. I know that they're going higher on the island as well. So again, endless opportunities. Queensgate, fully operational resort right there. Generating a lot of money, right under $5 million. Again, I know it sounds like a lot, yet in our area for 13 units.
That's a lot of rental
It's
income.
a lot of rental income.
Wow,
It's
because
a
you
lot
can't
of rental
find
income.
open properties
You
to
just
rent.
can't.
They're
Absolutely.
packed.
So,
I often think there's got to be something other than the stock market.
there is, absolutely.
Wendy, you may have found it.
This would be it. This would
Love
be a
it.
dream. Thank you so much,
You're very
Andrew.
welcome.
And you can see more of these properties and many more on Andrew's website, sellingthesuncoast.com. And next, we're going to get moving with Workout Wednesday.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help. With Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local boys and girls clubs. Great futures start here.
Okay, so we drowned the fire.
Yep.
Stirred it. Drowned it again. And now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check in with Chef Mark again from Finn's at Sharky's on the Pier. And Chef, I understand you have a big wine dinner coming up.
We do. In January, we're part of the Sarasota Forks and Corks, and we're going to be doing Sparkman wines, which is from Washington State. And so I've put together a menu with some what would be Washington State local items. We're going to do some Dungeness crab. We're going to do some elk. It'll be a great dinner, 5 courses, all paired with wines.
And rumor has it it's been very popular and you are on a waiting list. Is that correct?
That is correct. It's already sold out, but there is a waiting list available.
Okay, so you can go to fins@sharkies.com for that. And it's just a reminder, these wine dinners, very popular. Got to get in on them early. We'll see you in a little bit. Joey?
Experts say one of the main reasons why people fail with their New Year's fitness resolutions is because they get bored with their workouts. So we're going to mix things up a bit today with trainers Yvette Bernowski and Susan Tays from Yvette's Health and Fitness Center. And we're going to learn about kettlebell workouts. All right, this is great. So tell us, first start off with what is a kettlebell?
Okay, a kettlebell is just another device of doing strength training. So the thing that's different about it is the shape of the weight. So you have a ball with a horn on the top, and it's going to give you a different weight distribution when you exercise.
So, the size, when a lot of people look at this in the gym, I think, they might think it's a doorstop. But what is possible as a trainer? What's possible with your workout with a kettlebell that you can't get from, say, machines or free weights?
Oh, so much. A lot of functional training. So when you are on machines, you're really stabilizing, and you don't have to work multi muscles at one time. So here you can work a lot of muscles, you can get a good cardio workout, and really, duplicate a lot of things that you do in daily life movements with a kettlebell.
I like that. So functional fitness is good for us.
Yes.
All right. So we want to see how you can put it into a regular workout. So you brought a few exercises for us.
Yes, I have.
All
So
right.
I'm going to demonstrate some exercises here with Linda and Nate. Sue's going to go ahead and start. So Sue's going to demonstrate the exercise, and then after she demonstrates, I'll have you both give it a shot. So the first exercise we're going to do is a bent over row, a single arm bent over row. So Sue's taking kind of an offset lunge stance. You can see she has her posture nice and straight, and as she's lifting the weight, she's keeping her elbow in tight to the side of her body. She's got her focal point right down on the floor so that her neck is aligned, and this is a great exercise for her back. So Linda, Nate, why don't you guys give it a shot?
Oh boy, the pressure is on.
Okay.
And what weight do the kettlebells start at various weights, right? So
Yeah,
that one is a 5 pound?
yeah, Linda has a 5.
Oh, you had to tell.
Oh, sorry.
and Nate, he's working with a 10 today.
Here, I'm going to just bring you over here so you can see that a little better. Great.
Yep. So again, we're looking right down at the floor. So the
look
neck,
at the floor.
yeah, the neck is in alignment. We don't have any compression in the neck.
I'm going to get in time with Nate. Except he's going lower.
You can do this, girl.
Yeah, nice.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Slow and controlled.
Is my elbow going in the right place?
Yep, your elbow's good. It's nice and close to the side of your body. Keep the weight slow and controlled.
Slow.
Now, Yvette, if you weren't ready to move up to, let's say, the next weight, but you wanted to make it a little more difficult, is that something you can do with your body?
Oh, well, the things that she should be doing in her body right now is keeping her core activated. So you always want to keep the abs in nice and tight. Keeping the muscles back here retracted, so you've got really good posture. So even though you're just working, right here through her back and through her bicep, she can activate a lot of muscles, at the same time, making the exercise more intense and with better form.
Oh, that's
Linda,
great.
intense for Nate too. I'm leaning in his direction.
And how long do you do this?
Perfect for the bra strap. This is that part we all hate.
Yep.
That thing that happens under the bra. This is the solution.
All right, so let's see another exercise.
Okay, so another exercise we're going to do is a diagonal extension. Now, Linda, I'm going to have a substitution for you because I know you have some issues with your hip and your knee.
Yes.
So we want to give you a modification. But Nate, we're going to go ahead and show you the full diagonal extension.
I do the full one, eh?
Yep, yes, you do.
right.
So we'll have you start with this. So
let's
Sue,
see it
I'm
on
going to have you
Sue.
come up front here. Okay. She's going to set the weight onto the outside of her left shoe. So this is a great exercise because it's a rotational movement. She's reaching across, setting it up at her shoulder, and extending up. So you can see there's a lot going on here. You know, she's working through all the muscles in her legs, her glutes, her shoulders, and even her triceps. So this would mimic, say, if you have to pick something up from the floor and put it up on a high shelf.
I love that all these exercises apply to our daily life.
Oh,
things
yes,
that we do.
yes. Yep, that's what's great about kettlebell training. So Nate, let's go ahead and have you give this a shot first.
She's shorter than me, okay?
The floor is closer.
So I go down.
Yep, okay, and then we're gonna have you square your feet off nicely, okay? Yep, so you're gonna reach right to the outside of your foot, keep your knees a little bit bent.
Like this?
Yep, and then bring it right up to your shoulder and then press up.
Up.
Okay, so you've got a lot of
Come back down.
compression
Yeah,
there.
let me bring you back a little bit so we can
And
get a
over.
clear shot
Yep.
of Nate.
Good, and then Nate, as you push up, let that weight hang down.
Oh.
Yes, there you go.
Like that.
Now you
Right,
mentioned
right.
that there's a modification, maybe if somebody, if there's,
If
you know,
you're
hip
old like
issues.
me. Go ahead, Joey.
So for Linda, we're going to have Linda just do the overhead
Okay.
press. So you're just going to take the weight here at your shoulder, and I just want you to push straight up and bring it right back to shoulder level and push straight up.
Don't you wish you were old like me?
So weight right down here.
Oh, you were
front.
old
Okay,
well,
yep,
girl.
So you're bringing it towards your shoulder, so bring the elbow here and push up. And that way you've got really nice alignment. Now, Linda, I still want you keeping those abs in place, working on your posture, squeezing.
I've got to squeeze in the front
Yes.
and the back at the same time?
Yes, yes.
Oh my, and lift
That's
away.
a great modification. I like that these can be used for any. All right, let's give them a
Right.
little break.
Okay,
and
great.
Okay,
I want to work
great.
on the lower part of the
Nice
body.
job, guys.
So what did you bring
Okay.
for us for say the legs? and-
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a goblet squat. So you both are holding onto the horns of the kettlebell. So Joey, you had that. Good, Stephanie. So here you've got the weight right at your chest. I'm going to have your feet are going to be a little bit wide on this. And now as you squat down, hinge back at your hips. And then push right through and squeeze your butt at the top.
Oh.
Hinge back down. So the idea
I hope nobody had
on
chili
this-
last night.
He's doing great.
These jeans don't have a lot of give.
No,
I think
yes,
that's
this is
what I
difficult
realized.
in street clothes.
This is great. So as you're squatting down, your elbows are kind of coming a little bit on the inside of your knees, and you've got a little bit of outward pressure on your feet and your shoes, or on your feet there, Stephanie, so that your knees are tracking nicely with this. But
That's
this,
great, and you
again,
brought us one more.
and the last one that we're going to do is going to be a deadlift. So it's a single weight deadlift. So feet, again, shoulder width apart. You always start with your posture on everything and core engagement. So we're going to set our shoulders back and down. Keep those abs in. Weight right in front of you. Knees are just a little bit softly bent. Hinge forward down towards the ground. And then come all the way up into tall posture, squeezing your glutes. Stretching down towards the ground, all the way up, squeezing your glutes.
It feels good,
And this is a
Yeah.
great way to get a workout in with just one tool instead of an entire, Smith machine or
Good
something.
point.
Absolutely.
So this is a workout that you incorporate into your Thinner Winter Challenge, which
Oh,
I know has been a huge
absolutely,
success
yes.
for you in the past years. Tell us just a little bit about Thinner Winter.
Okay, so this is our 4th Thinner Winter. It's a 5-week program that we run for the community. So it's a great program. We have a lot of sponsors. We've got about 20 sponsors involved, and we'll have teams of 4 to 6 people. So over 5 weeks, we're going to have 150 classes and events from them to choose from. We're starting this right when a lot of people have New Year's resolutions are about to fall off.
Yes,
in week
we can
3.
catch 'em.
So we're going to start them off right
I know
now.
this has been
So-
very successful for a lot of people in the past, and
Yes.
you've seen great success working out in a team. Well, speaking of a team, let's all get our exercises together. We're going to keep working out, but you can learn more about Yvette's Thinner Winter 4 Challenge. It's a Suncoast community health event. Like she said, it's 5 weeks, and you'll be accountable, working in a team. For more information about Thinner Winter, go to Yvette's Health and Fitness website. Coming up next, ideas for bathroom remodels with Tile Outlet.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. A Nokomis church's plans facing opposition for its aid to the homeless, while leaders say the program would attract undesirables to the area. Plus, a new director for the South Florida Museum Aquarium. What's next for the attraction in the wake of Snooty the manatee's untimely death? Now let's get a check on our first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
And what's next for us? Some fog forming late tonight once again. It was rather thick this morning. There were some advisories with some rain on the East Coast. An upper level feature bringing some showers along Lake Okeechobee, spreading off toward Highlands County, and looks like that's moving off to the northwest. No threat of it making it all the way over here, but inland counties, definitely some rain possible into Highlands as well as into the western portions of DeSoto and Hardy counties. We'll have more in our forecast coming up at 5. See you then.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk.
This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
A bathroom may just be a purely functional space in your home to you, but in a hot housing market like the Suncoast, experts say a bathroom remodel can bring a 100% return on investment in the value of your home. Kate Spencer from Tile Outlets of America is here to show us creative ways to spice up our showers. You know, a shower seems like such a small space. Does it really make a difference?
It does make a difference. And you know, you spend time in your bathroom, and you know, and it is still a fashion piece to your bathroom. So why not make it glamorous?
And I know from real estate, I'm judgy when I go in bathrooms. You know what I mean? If you're buying a home and the bathrooms are icky, you're like,
oh, that's one of the first things I look at. Yes.
And you know, just simple changes. We're going to talk about simple changes today that you can make your bathroom and make that splash.
Okay, so let's start with the niche, because that's an easy addition to a bathroom. Explain what a niche is and its different types.
So niches are a pre-form that you actually insert into the wall. It allows you to give some shelving into your space. Again, you can use these in your shower. You can use these in a wall, in a you know, outside in your home as well. But they're actually pre-formed already, so that there's no guesswork in how to create them or how to make them. And you actually then cut that out into your space and you insert this in. It's waterproof, so you don't have to worry about it. And they're all different sizes and shapes. So it gives you a lot of varieties to be able to put them together and get creative with it.
And then you can tile differently around them, I see. That adds just a whole other element of design.
Some of these pictures here are showing you just using the same tile that you're using on the wall. You're going to tile that right into that space, so it kind of gives it that uniform look.
Right. I like the various heights that are in these pictures as well.
The doubles.
Yep. Yeah, the doubles are really fun, because then you can, you know, you always have so much stuff in your shower, so you need all that space to put all your shampoos and soaps and brushes.
And to be able to reach it right there, right at that level that you want.
Exactly.
And it doesn't look messy.
Exactly. Not all over the corner.
It's like a
so
space
those
for it.
looked very functional, but you can also do it a little more decorative.
Yes, and I think decorative is what you want to do. I mean, I think, you know, adding that little bit of color gives you that color into your bathroom that you might need, you know? So some of these are really fun with taking a mosaic, running it back through the middle of it or the back side of it, and it really kind of brings up that space, you know? And again, I would tell you, where you put your niche is important. You know, if you're gonna put a bunch of, you know, bottles on it and junk on it, you might not want it to be the back wall of your shower. You might want it to be on a side wall where it's not the focal point. But if you're gonna make it really pretty, you're going to want to go ahead and bling it up a little bit.
You can treat it like a piece of
Oh, I
art
love
almost.
this one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really neat.
Yeah, and look at the colors and take that glass right up the side. Right, I mean, that really just shines in a bathroom. And you know, we always say shimmery is always really fun in a bathroom and in a shower. And again, like, make that, you know, you can make that shelf any size that you want. You can do 2 of them in a shower. You know, you might want a space for your spouse and a space for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't mix your shampoos.
My shower feels very boring now that I've seen all those colors.
I know.
Benches, another very useful thing, but also can be made decorative.
Yeah, benches can be made decorative, and I think it's really important. People want that bench in their shower to be able to, you know, women put their foot on it to shave. You know, you might also want to have a seating space. You know, some elderly people might want to have a little spot to sit down while they're showering.
Right.
Benches are very, very useful, and they're all different sizes. Again, pre-formed. They come already pre-formed in multiple sizes. You actually can just put them in and tile around them. You could decorate them with, you know, you could put a mosaic on the top of this bench if you want to have a glass top on it, or you can just use the tile that you're using for your backsplash.
You've taken something functional and turned it into something that's really a beautiful accessory in the shower.
And really useful. And I, you know, and like you said, you know, Stephanie, when you go out and you start looking, now this one has a double niche in it and a corner shelf in it as well, and a bench in it as well. So, you know, you can use them to have both, you know, means in that same shower. But, you know, when you go out and you look at spaces, you know, you pay attention to those things. I mean, I know I stay in a lot of hotels, traveling a lot, and there's never enough room to put your stuff in the shower.
Right.
And, you know, you fight that all the time.
And you don't realize that your own shower is boring until you look at what can be done and fairly easily. Right. So then you mentioned soap dishes, which is something you probably don't think about because you just have one, right? But you can do things with them.
You can do things with them. And I think corner shelf soap dishes are really a fun play as well because it allows you to put, you know, just one piece. It's a small piece, you know, in a corner unit.
Right.
And that allows you also to put your soap dish on it, allows you to put even a bottle of shampoo on it. They are large enough. They come in different sizes. But it actually gives you that, you know, space to be able to do a fun, I mean, a soap dish is kind of smaller, like you see here, where it maybe only holds a bar of soap, but this will allow, you know, corner shelf will allow you to have more space.
Right.
To more depth
And
stuff.
it kind of blends in really well there. I mean, what else are you going to do with that space?
It's very attractive and
They
very modern.
come in multiples, clear, travertines, Carreras, you can get them in all different
All right,
looks.
these are easy fixes that make a really big impact in your home, and all these ideas can be yours. You can work with a designer at Tile Outlets of America. They will help you create a custom look for your home. Visit them in Tampa, Fort Myers, and of course right here in Sarasota on Cattleman Road, or find them online at tileoutlets.com. Coming up next, we're going to check on our viewer email.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, you know, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Don't allow your weight to threaten your health or control your future. Excess weight or obesity can cause emotional and physical health risks. But you can take control. The Your Weight Matters campaign offers free resources and tips to help you measure and understand your weight. Take the Your Weight Matters Challenge. The free toolkit prepares you to speak with a healthcare provider about your weight. Your weight does matter. Take the challenge and take control today.
It's me, Artie. Come see what I collected from the Creative Galaxy in my idea box.
Transform your world.
Will you help me make art?
Before you throw it away,
Hey, I have an idea.
think outside the box.
Go be amazing!
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here.
Why, you don't like my hair?
The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm gonna show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Well, we got a fun email from a viewer. Sharon said, I liked the new gadgets for the new year. What was the name of the camera? Sharon, I'm glad you asked because I loved this camera. This was from earlier in the week. We had Bianca Jade brought some cool gadgets. This is the front row wearable camera. You can wear this around the front of your, you wear this around your neck, and you can take photos and video as you're moving. This saves you from having to pull out your camera and take selfies or take video on your vacation. You can live stream. Basically, you wear the camera and you don't have to think about a thing. You can enjoy the view from your
Yeah, then you're not staring
eyes.
through the viewfinder. I love that.
Yes, this is a great, great tool. Great use of technology that kind of lets you capture your vacation without losing the view yourself. So that was the front row wearable camera, frontrow.com. If you missed that segment, of course, you can go to suncoastview.com and see all of the cool gadgets she brought us for the new year. But we're going to be heading into the kitchen with Chef Mark from Fins at Sharky's.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at the top of the hour. With the number of people using Airbnbs on the rise, we'll take a look at how Sarasota County is benefiting from off-the-book rentals. In first alert traffic, we're not seeing any crashes in the area that are delaying drivers, but I-75 also looking clear, both north and south for your drive home tonight. Let's get another check on the weather with Bob.
Scott, some problems driving this morning due to the fog. That fog burned off. We had warm temperatures today in the mid to upper 70s. That fog's still hanging offshore. We are expecting it to move on back late tonight, so another foggy forecast for us. We'll have the latest on that, and some rain approaching some of our inland counties associated with an upper level low right now spinning across the state. We'll have the details on that and let you know about a stronger cold front headed our way, which will change things up for the weekend. All that coming up at 5. See you then.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC 7 News app.
It's time to take a road trip.
If you love the beach, Alabama's Gulf Coast has 32 miles of sugar white sand and turquoise water. Looking for a room with a view? We have them. Beachside and bayside. There's incredible history. Whoa! And the seafood is fresh from the Gulf. Another round of shrimp for my friends. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration. Get involved.
and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Coming up Thursday at 4 on Suncoast View, what's the secret to New Year's motivation? We're going to chat with an expert on why we lose willpower and try to recover our lost resolutions. A Suncoast clown receives a big honor in the Circus Ring of Fame. Chucko the Clown stops by to tell us about it. Plus, Venice Theater previews the musical review Smokey Joe's Cafe, and Peak Performance Catering joins us in the kitchen.
Welcome back. We're here with Chef Mark from Fins and Sharkies.
Hello there. Well, we're going to cook in some tile fish today. The golden tile is one of my favorite fish from the Gulf of Mexico. It's a deep water fish and it's got a nice crab-like sweetness to it.
Oh.
So we're going to start out by pan-searing this. And the oil I'm cooking in here is the oil that I roasted some garlic in earlier. So I've used the roasted garlic oil for the recipe here to infuse it in a lot of different ways.
Nice flavor.
Over here I'm sauteing some zucchini that's going to go with this dish. Again, I used the same roasted garlic oil.
I have a quick roasted garlic question. So how did you do that? Did you just put the cloves in oil and then stovetop or oven?
I stovetop them.
Really? How long does that take?
About 25 minutes.
Okay.
Because I'm used to doing about a gallon of that at a time. So.
All right, so we could do that at home to roast our garlic.
Certainly could, yeah.
Interesting.
And then you get all this oil that's a nice benefit from it. Over here, we're going to make romesco salsa, which is a Spanish-style sauce made with ground almonds. So we're going to put those in here first.
Almonds.
Okay. Roasted red peppers. Now, I fire roasted these back at work in our charcoal Jasper oven. Some fire roasted tomatoes.
I love that oven. That's the oven that gets to...
I just coat them with olive oil and put them on the grill until the skin blisters to where I can peel it off.
A lot of work goes into this beforehand.
This is some smoked paprika. Little pinch of crushed red pepper. Now I have some fresh garlic here. Depending upon your likes, you can use fresh garlic, gives you a little bit sharper flavor, or you can use the roasted garlic I have here. All right. We're going to put that in there, and we're going to put in about a quarter cup of some nice red wine vinegar. And Nate, you want to go ahead and put the lid on there and puree that up for us?
Okay, look out, Whirl. Here we go.
You can do this.
And then push the button.
Yeah, go ahead.
Whoa!
You're making it look easy, Nate.
Yes.
All right, that looks pretty good there so far.
Wow. That's quite a machine.
So from there, then this sauce gets thickened with breadcrumbs. I use the panko breadcrumbs that, or you can use old stale bread as the more traditional recipe.
Yes, my mother did that.
And then we're going to put some parsley in here, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of black pepper, and then that's stirred up again.
So this would be a Spanish-style dish then,
right,
with the sauce and the vegetables?
Yep. And there's our... You can tell the fish is off easily. If it sticks to the pan, you're not quite ready to flip it.
Stop it.
Then we're good on the romesco sauce.
Well, this is a great quick meal.
So let's plate some of this up.
Chef, you mentioned earlier the Jasper oven, and I'm always jealous of it. How warm does that oven get at the restaurant?
Oh, we cook it at about 800 to 1,000 degrees.
Wow. And what kind of advantage does that give when you're doing something like the red peppers or your infamous steaks?
Well, the high heat is definitely good on the red pepper because you can blister the skin to where they're easy to peel, and I'm not cooking the whole fruit inside.
Just the outside.
And for our steaks, you get the unique mesquite charcoal flavor along with the high sear.
So twice as hot as our oven.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then we have the romesco sauce on the bottom of our plate. I'm going to put some of this zucchini.
And just a basic oil saute there?
Yep, salt, pepper, and but I used the roasted garlic oil we talked about earlier.
That makes a lot of difference.
Yep.
That looks good, and we're finishing up the fish there. Tile fish, something we can find in area fish markets?
I believe it probably is. It is a local fish. It's in the Atlantic also, up about halfway up the coast.
All right, well, there's nothing better we like than local fresh fish, and no better place to get it than Finn's at Sharky's. Go visit Chef Mark and Tile Fish, of course, on the menu there with many other great events coming up, including wine dinners this coming month. Thanks, Chef Mark. That looks great. We are going to be digging in, that's for sure. FinnsAtSharkies.com for all the latest happenings there. Nate, great to have you with us.
Glad to be back always.
Here, you'll be back later this week. We're looking forward to that.
I'm lucky, yeah.
All right, and don't forget about the great sunsets you can see at Sharky's on the Pier as well. And they're early this time of year. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Hand over those forks, Joey. Take some time and enjoy the Suncoast view.
All right.